morning. Okay, sorry for the delay. A little rusty here with the AV and my computer and everything had to be rebooted. A little bit crazy. All right, so I was away for a while, but I was active in the chat room. Hopefully, you guys benefited. We had three really big winners while I was away. It was SMCI on that first Friday right after I left. Exploded. That was a top pick that day. We had Rum exploding, and we totally nailed that one with the timing of that. And we had BA short, which absolutely cratered right on the perfect timing. All of those, if you did it, well, I'm not sure about the SMCI. I didn't look at the options, but if you played those with options, we try to time markets here, right? We believe markets are efficient when you have a delta of information, you have a delta in price. So we try to time markets. If you tried at least the Rum and the BA with options, there were 10 baggers in like a day. It was crazy. I caught the Rum one. BA, I sold too early. All right, so it's a big week. There's a lot going on. Let me just, sorry, I got to reload some of these web pages here because I had to reset right before I came on. That's why the delay was happening. Okay, but you know what? Let's forget about that. I'll just start the show. All right, we got a lot going on today. We had SoFi earnings this morning, SMCI earnings tonight, FOMC Wednesday. We have big tech earnings this week, including AMD, Google, Microsoft. I believe Amazon later in the week. All the big ones. So it's a big week. If you look at the indices, let's see where we are with TLT. TLT precarious below that 50 and 200 DMA. We don't like to see that for our risk on trade. This morning it's up 0.7%, 94.44. You can see those levels 94.80 and 94.96. It'd be nice to get back above those levels. I bet you the market's going to be kind of sit and wait mode until FOMC. I don't think anyone expects interest rate changes this meeting. It's all going to be about what Powell says and the tone and the wording about what's going to happen going forward. And that'll determine, and we care about risk, right? TLT, IWM, RK, that's where I'm focused on. Look, you don't need a service to tell you to buy big cap tech stocks, all right? You don't need that. Buy Microsoft, buy Google, buy Amazon, buy QQQ, put in your retirement account and forget it, all right? We're looking for some bigger moves with risk assets. That's why we focus on looking at this situation with IWM and RK and TLT, and we do like things that are a little lesser known, like Zim, all right? So other than that, geopolitical stuff is going kind of crazy. Jordan, U.S. base in Jordan was hit by an Iranian proxy. That's good for the war trade, including stocks like Zim. You can see also gold up 0.86%. Oh, is oil down? I thought oil was up yesterday, but down on the oil's been tough to trade. I didn't trade oil at all. We called this breakout above that 200 DMA on late last week, and it's just boomed since then. I should have taken that trade. But in any case, we have that geopolitical stuff going on. We have what's going on at the southern border of Texas and the showdown with the feds, and that can be bullish for stocks like Geo and CXW, which I added. Thank you. I think it was Chris Tarbert from our community. He said, you know what, those should be considered MAGA trades. So I added Geo and CXW to our MAGA list. We're keeping track of Rum. Maybe we'll talk about Rum in a bit. I don't play DWAC. I just don't, because I just don't believe the valuation. It's too risky. It's going to come down. Rum, I'll play. And I did play on that big news that we had with Barstool Sports last week. We'll get to all of that. Zim is going to be the number one pick of the day. We'll get to that. Zim was basically, well, no, it wasn't the number one. But, man, I was slamming on VIP chat. Our number one failed on Friday was Quick, QUIK. But Zim, we're slamming the dip in the chat room. I was telling you, right at the lows of the day, I'm like slamming this and buying call options. So that was a swing in today. You can see it's up 10%. Before I do that, Friday, we talked about a little bit of a turnaround in Bitcoin. It hit the target perfectly. We gave you a target about 42,500. You can see right at those resistance levels. We hit it. How did we know? Because we're clues. It's unbelievable. Basically, I've been noticing the Bitcoin miners front run the action of Bitcoin. So if you see unexplained action down, that means you get an in-minute move sometimes within like 24 to 48 hours in Bitcoin. They know, right? The money knows, and there's some sort of inefficiency here where Bitcoin doesn't move right away, but the miners move. So we saw the miners making a big move on Thursday without Bitcoin making the move. So we anticipated, we said, okay, Bitcoin's about to make a move. That's when we got the big green candle and we hit the target there. So right now I'm staying clear of Bitcoin unless we break through these resistance levels. We get to 43,000. and then we keep going, unless these miners keep on going. So, I look at Iron. You can look at also probably Mara and Riot are two bellwethers to look at. You can look at their technicals. If Mara looks like it might be breaking out, look at that low RSI. Mara might be heading to $21 over there. Riot might be heading to $12.45 next. So we'll see. Maybe that could be a sign Bitcoin could break 43,000. But that's not where my focus is today. My focus is going to be ringing the register and maybe adding more on our top pick of the day, Zim. All right. So Zim, the story here. We're buying the dip Friday. That dip, there was no reason for that dip, and we like having this. We like buying it late in the week on Thursdays and Fridays ahead of a weekend that could have some geopolitical turmoil, and that played out perfectly today. Not only that, right? You get the tailwind with what happened in Jordan. It's a general. People are like, okay, what's Jordan have to do with the Red Sea? It's basically conflict in general, right? Conflict is increasing, so people can speculate that the conflict will increase in the Red Sea, even though Jordan's on land and Red Sea's in the sea, right? But that's how it works, all right? That's how investor psychology works. And then what we got was Jefferies came out this morning and upgraded from $14 to $20 price target, okay? I think I put the note. Yeah, it's in the VIP chat somewhere. So I think it's in there. I think I put a screenshot of what Jeffrey said. Let's see if it's here. All right. Here we go. No, yeah, I didn't do it. Okay. I'll try to grab it later. Okay, but anyway, Jeffrey's increased from 14 to 20. Very bullish commentary saying there's going to be a dividend of a few bucks this year. Their EPS is in fact cut off over here. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter because it's pretty cool. It's a good little nugget here for you to look at. So Zim, we'll head over here, and someone has a summary of what Jeffrey said. It's worth it. Just stay here. All right, here we go. Jeffries. Okay. The script has flipped, upgraded to buy with $20 target. The story has changed for Zim with cash burn shifting to significant cash generation. Zim's high spot, high cost, and high leverage platform was a major concern in a period of low freight rate, but it now provides substantial upside given the rise in spot rates. Red Sea diversions are likely to continue for an extended period. This has been our thesis, like the spot rates and this conflict is going to continue, tightening capacity for longer, and Zim is set to capitalize. We upgrade from hold to buy and raise our target from 14 to 20. Someone else had more information on here saying they also expect a dividend of a few bucks this year. So anyway, now Zim is breaking out. All right. That's great. Beautiful. The levels are 1440, which is breaking out this morning already. So next level after 1440 is 15 and then 1537. Okay. 15 is the open. Come on. A candle right there. The open of this big candle right here is 15, 1537, the high of that day. And then guess what? After that, I think you could do 16 to 18 on this. Not necessarily today. Okay. Although anything's possible. But I might be swinging this. I might be trading it a little bit intraday too at these levels I just told you. But I might be swinging a bulk of this to 16 to 18. There's a massive short position here as well. All right, short position. Let's take a look at this. Well, it says 1.8 days to cover in the last report. That's because volume was very high that day. But it's 26 million shares. It's been increasing. Look at this. This is a high level. This is the highest level it's been. January 12th. 26 million shares short. And let's see what the volume was, for example, on Friday. The volume on Friday was 8 million. So that's 3 days to cover. It's not huge. Okay. But it could be enough to get this over 15, 37 into the 16 to 18 range. So Zim, number one pick of the day, but it's been a swing. Man, I hope you were in our VIP chat and you were buying the dip. I actually bought some call options at low of day. This thing was like 1280, 1270. I picked up some calls. Expiring this week, actually, $13 calls. So that's nice. All right, make some money on that on Zim today. SoFi had earnings. I'm not playing it. I'm not like a banking guy, and so it's kind of out of my areas of expertise. I think I did post in the app a breakdown of SoFi. There it is. Okay, you can see the SoFi earnings here. You can comment on it. So you can see they had a lot of good stuff here. The one I focus on, though, is annual guide. Annual guide beat EBITDA estimate by 4.5%. So, like, first of all, I'm focused on Zim, but let's say I didn't have Zim. I would need that EBITDA beat for the year. If it was like a 15-20% beat, when I saw this, like, SoFi was up 8% or so, then I might be like, okay, let's slam this, guys. You know, the EPS is going to be up, 20%. Beat the estimate by 20%. We're only up to 8%. But a lot of these other numbers, I think it's moving on the 2026 guide, okay? The 2026 guide is 67 EPS versus 45 cents. That's like 45%. I think that's what it's moving on. All right. But I don't know. That's like 2 years away. So I don't know that this is going to sustain itself up here at up 13, 14, 15, 16%, wherever it's at. You can see the key level 824. That'll be your support level on a pullback if you want to play it today. But why? Okay, I don't know. I guess if you're not in Zim, you're probably thinking, I don't want to buy this gap. Maybe look at that, 1489. Here we go. This is going to be fun. I think I'll have to sell some of my calls at the open. Awesome. But I'm probably going to keep a bulk of Zim. So Zim, number one pick. SoFi, avoiding for the reasons I gave you. But, it's a good company. Long term will probably work out. All right. What else do we have on our radar up here? American Airlines. All right. They had a massive beat on earnings. Did it hit our target that we gave you that first day? It was close. I think we gave you like a 1589 target. I think we gave you a 1589 target, hit 1584, and then pulled back. We just missed it by a few pennies. And I didn't sell, unfortunately. I'm in this. I'm in some call options. I was waiting for like a break of 16. But this morning, they got an upgrade. $14 to $20. 14 to 20. Here it is. Citigroup raises from 14 to 20. So maybe we can break out here. Let's take a look at AAL and see where the resistance level is on this one. All right, let's zoom on in. I got some comments. Okay. All right, well, maybe look at Pally in a second. Okay, so AAL. Ooh. It's pretty, isn't it? It is. Ooh, look at that. That's where my resistance was. 1587, right? It missed that 200 week. You got those weekly lines are great. So it missed that weekly moving average by a few pennies, and I was actually hoping for a break of that, and it didn't. Got resisted there. But now with Citigroup coming out and saying $20, maybe we can break above 1587. If we do, man, off to the races. If we break 1587, I think you're next right there at the top of this candle. I see 1672 could be next. So 1587 resistance, not guaranteed it breaks it. AAL has been a tough one. Airlines in general, tough to trade. But if it breaks 1587, then 1682 can be your next target. And I would love that because I bought like $16 calls expiring this week for like 7 cents. That'll be fun. Man, they were up 200% at one point Friday morning. You didn't sell them. They were up like 250%. It's crazy. Anyway, all right. I still got them. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Citigroup saves the day on AAL. Tesla, I've been avoiding for a while and avoiding even more since earnings. I'm actually short a little bit right now with a few puts. So I just don't see anything good in this last earnings report. The stock looks really, really overvalued to me at this point. Let's trying to make sense out of which time frame to look at. The monthly is a little bit cleaner. It's so choppy. When you look at these daily and weeklies, it's hard to make sense out of them. Just so much chop. But I think I gave you guys a range of 160 to 180. I would even say maybe 152 to 180, but I think buyers will show up. So somewhere that's a very wide range, but maybe it's even 165 to 180. Like I think somewhere in there is where you could potentially see if it's going to hold. You can potentially see a base forming in this. You can see that congestion. You can see all that here. You can see the previous support and the resistance levels right in this range here, okay, of like roughly 150 to 180, but maybe more so 165 to 180. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for before getting more constructive on Tesla. I don't have a position at all. I even sold it in my retirement account before the earnings report. Remember we had the warnings from Air and onsemi, so I avoided the earnings report because of those nuggets of information from Air, onsemi, and lots of other stuff. Lots of data was coming out. None of it seemed to be good for Tesla. So I'm out of that, and I'm waiting for a better entry on it. Okay, let's see what else is around over here to talk about. RUM treated us really well. Man, we called that move from like 5 to 4. It was 420 when we called it. 420 and like rode this thing up. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. Got a 10 bagger on call, $5 call options the next day. That was fun. So here, very strong support is 630. No, was it 530 or 630? Hold on. 30. It's bounced off 530 many times. So if you're interested in this one, 530 is a big support area. I've been saying 450, that 250 DMA, 465 to 530, but just has not been getting below 530. It's at the top of the support range, keeps getting bought. All right, right at that gap, you can see it there. Okay, right there. Well, 513 in that range. 465 to 530 is the support range, and your resistance is at $7 after that big Barstool Sports deal. Not in it now, but maybe I'll grab the dip if it heads back towards there. SMCI is a long-term hold. It's been great. Earnings are tonight. I'm not playing earnings. I'm just holding this, and I think that's the way it should be played. All right. One of the cheapest AI stocks out there. All right. Let's see. Pali Biotech plus offering withdrawn. This is from La Familia Guerrero. Offering withdrawn. This is double positive. They'll push this up higher. All right. Speaking of biotechs, all right, look at Pali quick, and I'll mention one other biotech. So, look at that. 125%, 4.82 million market cap. This is one of those, isn't it? 118. All right. So there's a lead for you here from La Familia Guerrero. I generally avoid these little penny stocks that are a lot of fraud and manipulation and everything in them. But let's look at the technicals. So you got support at 57, resistance at 70 cents. It's above that resistance. Let's move on to a longer time frame, see what we got here. 3 months, nothing. 6 months, okay, we got a big gap over here to deal with here. Let's see what this is at. 92 cents, it's above that gap. All right, what was it before that gap? Right there at $1.13. It's at $1.20 right now. This thing's really squeezing, isn't it? Wow, crazy price action. I don't know what to make of it over there with these. Wow, this one candle, unbelievable. I don't know this company well, but there's the lead for you from La Familia Guerrero telling us there is some positive news here on withdrawing the offering. I don't know what the double positive is. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Probably positive preclinical data an hour ago. There we go. Promise in lab studies. Biosurge's bowel disease therapy shows promise in lab studies. Let's see. Preclinical. It's just so early. Preclinical data. All right. Yeah, things like this could be fun for a day, but I wouldn't hold it for 2 days. All right. General rule of thumb. Also, I heard someone say on Twitter recently, I thought it was smart, to never short these like crap little biotechs on day one of positive news. Or wait for day 2. So that also implies that it could run the whole day. Okay. I'm not playing it. All right. Good luck. La Familia. But that reminds me of CLRB, which I think is an interesting biotech, which they recently had good data, but there's 3 things going for it. They had good data, so that's a check on fundamentals. They had warrants that were exercised that was holding the stock back, like those warrant holders short the stock. Now those warrants have been exercised, the shorts have covered. That removes downward pressure on the stock, a couple weeks after positive data. And now you can see that chart with the higher highs. It looks like it's breaking out of this range. You can clearly see this range of like 330 to 380. So 389, a higher low on Friday. 389 is your breakout level. This thing, I think, can run to like $5 to $8. Like, you got to really go back in the chart to see it, even like to a weekly chart. It's hard to see. Here we go. Okay, you got to go to like this view, and then you can see if we break out of this 389 level, then you got like $4.50 to $6, and then you got that 200-week moving average there at $7.91. I think this one could be explosive, and there's a couple big accounts on social media pushing this one as well. So CLRB, something to look at. All right, with that being said, it is 9:26 a.m. Zim, I bought a boatload of it Friday. Question is, where do we sell? Again, 15.37. I have to tell you, I'm not interested in selling a lot. I might sell a little bit here and there. Also, I can't really day trade right now. Most of this is in accounts that is day trade restricted at the moment. So I can't trade it too much, but 15.37, some resistance levels that might make sense, probably makes sense to shave some off of here, but then buy the dips on this. I think this is going to $16 to $18 possibly this week. That's your number one pick, and in a way, your only pick, I think. I mean, you got CLRB, which could be fun, and I'll quickly mention Geo, which on the border, there's highly shorted stock, a lot of border stuff going on. You can take a look at that chart. You got 20 DMA support at $11, and this might, break out at $12.29. But why bother? Why bother with number 2 and 3 today? Zim is the way. Buying Zim dips on Friday was the way. Hopefully you guys did that. Good luck. Let's kill it. But you know what? I'm going to throw AAL up there. Sorry, AAL, because they have a similar catalyst, like 14 to 20. Same price target increase by Citigroup there. So let's see if we can break out of that. Zim, AAL, GL, CLRB. I'm going to put CLRB ahead of that. And definitely look at Pally if you're interested in that. And we are off to the races. Let's make some money today. We'll be doing this show every morning at 9 a.m. And if I can, I'll try to put more content up in the VIP chat room. In the meantime, thank you everyone for being here. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Take care.